If one of your goals is to pay off all of your debt, but you don't quite know how to best go about paying off or tackling all of your debt, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a free debt reduction calculator that can help you create a game plan to pay off all of your debt. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to revolve around two very popular debt payoff strategies. One is the debt snowball method and two, the avalanche method. So with the debt snowball method, what you're going to do here is that you're going to list out all of your debts from smallest to largest balance. And the idea behind this is that you are going to be focusing on one debt at a time, starting with the smallest balance first. So what you're going to do is you're going to pay the minimum payment due on all of your debts except for the first one. Whatever extra amount you can throw into the first debt, pay it off as soon as you can, or however much extra you have to throw on that first debt, the smallest one. And once you're done paying that off, you're going to move on to the next debt. And what you're going to do is the amount that you were paying towards that first debt, since you're not paying that anymore, you're going to use that amount to carry over to paying off the next debt plus the minimum payment on that second debt. The debt avalanche method is kind of the same thing, but you're putting your debts in order of the highest interest debt first and then going up to the smallest interest debt. So the idea with this one is that you're going to focus on paying off the high interest debt first. And this one's great if you want to save money in the long run, because the longer you have your high interest debt just sitting there waiting to get paid, the more interest it's going to accrue. So unlike the snowball method, I feel like with the snowball method, it'll be a great one to have those small wins. If you have a lot of the small balances that you just want to quickly knock off and just get rid of, and then just use that amount to pay off the rest of your debt, that snowball method is great. But if you don't like seeing that you are accruing more interest or more money on your credit card, then maybe the debt avalanche method might be the way to go. But again, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate all of this on the debt reduction calculator. That way you guys can see for yourself which method will work best for you, or you can actually use a little mix of both. Before I actually get into the debt calculator and start showing you guys, I do want to show you mine and my husband's debt tracker. When we first started in June 2018, we had 17 debt accounts. And I do suggest, if you're going to use this calculator or before you dive into using it, make sure to have a list of all of your debts, the balances on there, the interest rate, and the minimum payments that's due. That way you can just plug in all of the numbers. You don't really have to put it in any kind of order because the calculator will do it for you, as you guys will see in a little bit. But yeah, I did want to mention that before you start using the calculator, I suggest having all of your numbers already ready to go. That way you can just plug everything in. If you guys do want a debt payoff tracker, I do have one in my free resource library that you guys can download for free. Fill it out, post it wherever you guys can see it. Hopefully that'll help you pay off your debt or help you continue to make progress on paying off your debt. So if that's something you want to do, I'll leave the link down below. Okay, so now let's get into the debt reduction calculator. Okay, so the debt payoff calculator we are going to be using is called the Vertex Debt Reduction Calculator. And it's going to be this one right here, vertex42.com. And it does have more information, a whole lot of other templates and stuff on here, but we are going to just scroll down over here where it says debt reduction calculator. And if you have Excel, you can use Excel. I just prefer Google Sheets. I actually use this to show my clients how to create a plan for their debt payoff, or we create the plan together with them, or I do it with them. Or show them how their debt looks and which method might be better for them to pay off their debt. And my husband and I use this as well. I do want to make sure before I download it, I want to note that this is the free version and you can list up to 10. But while we're on the screen, I do want to show you that you can also get the extended version. If you guys have more than 10 debts, you guys can buy it for $10, but hopefully you guys don't have more than that. But if you do, it'll be good to kind of see all of your debt listed all at one place, and to calculate everything for you. So that's $9.95 if you guys want to do that. So moving back up here, so I'm going to go ahead and download Google Sheets. And I'm going to go ahead and get the template. I just personally really love Google Sheets. It's my go-to spreadsheet or yeah, my go-to spreadsheet. That's where my budget is and stuff. So, or budget system, I mean. So before I get into the logistics of everything, we're just going to go here to use template so you can get the actual template to start inputting all of your numbers in here. So what you can do, so this is yours, so you can save it. You can rename it, let's just go ahead. We'll do that. Debt 20, I'm going to do 2018 for us because the debt that I'm going to list on here is from 2018. So let's go ahead and just go through the logistics of everything just so you guys can see what's here. What you want to do first, of course, is change the balance date. Otherwise, you'll get, this is going to be important. I'll show you guys in a little bit. And what you have here is your creditor, the balance, the interest rate, payment, or the minimum payment, and custom. And down here, this is going to be your minimum total here, debt payment total. And down here, so what this 800 is $530 more than the minimum payment that is due on your cards or on your debt. So your initial snowball is $530. And moving down here, this is where it's such an eye-opener. This became a huge eye-opener for my husband and I, where whatever amounts that you put up here and whatever strategy you choose, it'll get calculated here and it'll tell you years to pay off all of the debt. That's where my eyes tend to focus. And it'll tell you also what month it'll be paid off in the year. Also here is the total interest that is paid. So this is set to the Avalanche method. So it's the highest interest first that you are going to be focusing on paying off. Let me just go ahead and demonstrate using my numbers, and I'll kind of talk about the method that we chose because we kind of went both. We ended up doing a mix of both methods. So here, let me just change the date. I'm just going to put today's date. Maybe I should go back to 2018 and see. Yeah, let's just put today's date. Let's not make it too complicated. All right, so today is, what is today? July. It's Friday, July. No, it's not Friday. It's Thursday, July 29th. So we're going to use that. And since my husband and I had like 17 accounts, I'm just going to go ahead and pick a mix of different debts that we have because there's only 10 spots on here. Okay, so these are the debts that I decided to list out on here. We did have a lot more smaller debts, and in the beginning we did decide to choose the debt snowball method because we had about, it was 6 of them that was under $1,000, and 3 of them or 4 of them was under 500 or just about $500. So we decided to tackle the smaller debts first. That way we can knock out the minimum payments from those small debts and just make it extra payments, make that as extra payments toward the other debts. So down here with minimum or with the monthly payment, so the minimum payments that we would have needed was at least $1,337, which was of course way like more than that because we had more debts. So I'm just gonna put $1,337 here and just kind of show you really quick that if we were just to stick with the minimum monthly, right? So let me choose the debt snowball method really quick. And so if we were just to put or pay off just the minimum debt, it would take us, as of right now, if this was the current debt that we have, 3 years, just about 3 years to pay off our debt. So November 2024, if we pay off in snowball order. And here, the total interest that we would have paid is $14,000. That's crazy. So This is the order in which it would be paid off, and it says on here as well like how long it's going to take each one to pay off as well, but 3 years to pay this off. So let's say if you have an extra maybe $200 a month that you can possibly put down towards debt, or whatever extra that you might have. So let's just say $200, right? So let's change this to $1,537. So that's an extra $200 that you would be paying off. It does make a big difference, as you guys can see, as far as interest, because it was what, 14 something earlier. So, but let's say let's make this an even $2,000 if maybe you get overtime pay or have a side hustle or whatnot. Let's just make it an even $2,000. Your Snowball would be $663, and you'd be paying it a year sooner, and the amount of interest that you'd be paying is way less. So yeah, you guys can see where this debt calculator can be motivating, right? Because it's just the idea that the more you put down, the more that you're able to pay off debt, which is cool to see. So now let's check out, let's leave it at $2,000. Let's go ahead and check out the Avalanche method. Let's see how much interest we'll be saving here. I do want to make a note though that since these are my numbers, these are our interest rates, yours might be different. The reason why also in the beginning we did debt Snowball and then switched to Avalanche is because some of our debts actually kind of lined up that way where the interest wasn't as high. I think we switched later on, like a year and a half later, because the higher interest rates that we have was like our Capital One cards. So we decided to make sure we tackle those credit cards first. So with the debt Avalanche, for us, it was about $1,000 difference between going from the Snowball to the Avalanche method. So this can also help you as well. Like if you don't see a big of a difference as far as the amount of money that you would be saving in interest, it might be best to do that Snowball, because you can see all of, especially if you have a lot of accounts, you can start to see or feel those wins of knocking out all of their debts. Because I know for sure we did, like knocking all of that off, going from 17 to like 16, 15, like getting, down to under 10 accounts. So watching it go down that way definitely helped us out. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to show you guys here in this calculator. Hopefully this helped out for you guys, especially this part down here, because if your goal is to be debt free at a certain time frame, this will for sure help you guys out, because it'll help you kind of see the amount of money that you might need to be making extra, how much overtime you need to make, maybe get a second job, depending on what your goals are, and where you guys are at, right now financially. So use this calculator to kind of play around with it and see and kind of help you create that debt payoff plan, to hopefully keep you guys on track and to just keep making progress on paying off your debt and to hopefully becoming debt free one day. So let me know if you guys have any questions about this. Let me know if you've used this or if you've used something maybe similar. And yeah, again, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye.